Let me share something I wish I had known earlier. After taking powerful courses from famous spiritual teachers, I found myself stuck. I had reached a profound realization of being the creator, but something wasn't working. I believed, I trusted, I tried to embody it. But deep inside, I felt like a crucial piece was missing. Some call this state the dark night of the soul. I felt like I was swinging between two extremes, being fully immersed in spiritual awareness, dissolving into nothingness, being pulled back into the material world with old thoughts, emotions, and patterns taking over. The worst part, many told me, that's it, just accept it, you are God in human form. But I knew something was missing. And then I finally found the missing piece, the secret ingredient that no one talks about. I didn't discover it on my own. Many teachers spoke about the dark night of the soul, but none could provide real clarity on what comes next. It was my guide who finally showed me. She had taken what seemed like an ordinary course on managing stress and balance, nothing that appeared related to enlightenment. And yet, through these simple practices, she unexpectedly transitioned into full awakening. And then she discovered something even more profound, the next step beyond enlightenment. This realization wasn't part of traditional spiritual teachings. She found it in Sumiran's book Advaita, where he revealed a rarely spoken truth. Merging with the divine energy isn't the end, it's only the beginning. True enlightenment isn't about dissolving, it's about fully returning into the body. That's when everything clicked. My past knowledge, my experiences, and even the insights I had struggled with suddenly made sense. New understanding started flowing effortlessly. Now that I've fully transitioned into balance, something incredible has happened. Information flows to me daily directly from the source. Whenever I need it, whenever I ask, I can now guide myself with the clarity and, more importantly, illuminate the path for others. But here's the truth no one tells you. Awakening is just the beginning. It's not a moment, it's a journey. It requires walking the path, working on yourself, practicing daily. At first, it takes effort, but over time, the flow opens, revealing pure magic. To reach the deepest truth, you must truly desire it. But once you do, the reward is beyond imagination, like winning the lottery of life. It is true happiness, unlike anything else. And that's why a guide is essential. You can reach divine awareness alone, but to truly live enlightenment, to integrate it into reality, you need someone who has already walked this path. The journey is full of hidden traps and illusions. It's easy to get lost. Having a guide means you don't waste years wandering in circles. Instead, you take the direct path home. Here is a visual guide to help you break free. On the left, you stand in the material world, the matrix. Here, you see yourself as just a human. You live by societal programs shaped by the mind and ego. But one day, something happens, something shifts. You start waking up. You realize you are more than a body. You feel connected to something greater. Maybe you experience unity. Maybe you just understand it intellectually. Either way, your perception expands. And then you reach a major turning point. You see yourself as God, as pure energy. This is where everything changes. You meditate, you channel energy, you practice healing, but here is the trap. You think this is the final step. It's not. This is where almost everyone gets stuck. Here is what happens when you get stuck in this phase. Stuck between God and ego. You start swinging between two extremes. On one side, you fall back into the material world. Ego trap. Your thoughts, habits, and programs pull you back. The ego takes control. You chase external success, follow old patterns, and feel disconnected from your true self. Here, ego trip. On the other side, you escape in the absolute, God. You dissolve into divine energy, into nothingness. But here, nothing happens. No money, no real world action, no grounded existence. Most people keep swinging between these two states, stuck between God and ego. Stuck in an endless loop. The ego feeds on this imbalance. If the ego is strong and greedy, it will manipulate this swing for personal gain. The path doesn't end with the connecting to the divine energy. The real journey begins when you bring that energy back into your body. Here, God in body. You must return consciously to the material world, matter, but as God in the body. This requires balancing your entire system. So, the mind, the body, and higher self work together, activating their observer. The key to escaping this loop, being stuck between God and ego, the key is activating the observer and returning to the body as God in the body. The observer allows you to stop identifying with the thoughts, left brain programs, and ego. Let divine intelligence, right brain connection to God, manifest through the body in balance. Integrate your three selves. The lower self body, the higher self is here, God in body, connection to God, and the absolute God. But how do you activate this balance? Through present moment practices. Practices are the key to awakening the creator within you. They train your brain to function in harmony, reconnect you with your body, and strengthen the observer, allowing divine energy to fully flow through you. So, when the observer is awake, the observer, the triangle of self comes into harmony. The divine right brain guides the body left brain while staying connected with the absolute energy God. And when all three selves, lower self, God, and higher self, are in balance, the energetic spiral is activated. The spiral is activated. This is the true flow, moving harmoniously between the lower self, the higher self, and the absolute, the God, creating dynamic equilibrium. Life becomes aligned, effortless, and whole. This cycle is reflected in ancient symbols. The triangle, circle, and spiral, showing the flow of divine energy through the self. The I at the center is the eternal observer, keeping awareness alive. These symbols appear across history in sacred geometry, alchemy, mystery schools, and esoteric art. They are clues left by past civilizations, always in plain sight, yet often unnoticed. Once we learn to see and decode them, they reveal the path to true wisdom, the awakening of the observer, and the balance between the material and the divine. If you are ready to stop swinging between extremes and finally integrate your awakening, join my Telegram channel. There you'll find free present moment practices you can start with, the exact tools that help you embody true balance. The link is below in the description. Drop a comment. Where do you feel stuck on this journey? Let's talk.